Have you ever experienced that chilling, frustrating moment when your eyes snap open in the dead of night, only to glance at the clock and see those dreaded numbers? 2 a.m., 3 a.m., sometimes even 1 a.m.? Your heart might be pounding, a restless energy surging through you, leaving you wide awake and utterly exasperated. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a profound disruption, robbing you of precious, restorative sleep. For far too long, many of us, myself included, have been taught that this infuriating nocturnal awakening is primarily an adrenal problem. I've even shared this perspective in countless videos, guiding people towards solutions aimed at supporting adrenal health. I remember my own struggle vividly. I'd wake up, heart racing, convinced it was my adrenals, and I poured endless energy into various adrenal supplements, hoping for a breakthrough. Yet, the persistent issue remained. I suffered through countless sleepless nights, tossing and turning, desperate for a lasting solution. It took an incredibly long time before I finally achieved consistent, uninterrupted sleep. The harsh truth I learned through that arduous journey, and one that resonates deeply within the wider medical landscape, is that when you misidentify the root cause of a problem, you'll never truly resolve it. This is a common pitfall, treating symptoms rather than the underlying cause. But what if I told you that everything we thought we knew about those jarring 3 a.m. awakenings might be incomplete, or even entirely off track? What if there's a different, deeper, and profoundly impactful reason behind your nightly struggles? One that, once understood, can unlock the secret to truly restorative sleep? I've recently stumbled upon some truly mind-blowing information, a revelation that has completely shifted my understanding of this pervasive sleep challenge. And today, I'm incredibly excited to share this game-changing insight with you. This isn't just another theory. This is a comprehensive clarification, a pathway to getting you squarely on the right track towards finally conquering those sleepless nights. Prepare to have your perspective broadened, because what I'm about to unveil won't just surprise you, it will fundamentally transform your understanding of sleep and, more importantly, empower you to reclaim your nights. If you're feeling a bit skeptical right now, that's perfectly understandable. I encourage you to set aside your doubts for just a moment and simply hear me out. This could be the solution you've been desperately searching for. Let's unravel the mystery behind those disruptive nighttime awakenings. By understanding how your brain fuels itself during sleep, when you finally close your eyes and drift off, your brain, incredibly active even in slumber, becomes almost entirely dependent on a specific fuel source, the sugar stored within your liver. It's a crucial distinction, but your brain cannot simply tap into the stored sugar, known as glycogen, that resides in your muscles. It specifically requires fuel directly from the liver. Ideally, a healthy, well-functioning liver should possess ample stored sugar to effortlessly nourish your brain throughout the entire night, ensuring a seamless, uninterrupted sleep cycle right through to morning. However, this delicate balance is easily disrupted if your liver is compromised. One of the most common culprits is a fatty liver, a condition often visibly indicated by a prominent belly, that gut many people carry. While it's true that some individuals can have skinny fat and carry hidden liver fat without an obvious exterior sign, a noticeable abdomen is a very strong indicator. Beyond fat accumulation, an inflamed liver, or one with existing scar tissue, a condition medically known as cirrhosis, will profoundly struggle to store and regulate this absolutely vital fuel for your brain. Yet, by far, the most prevalent and insidious reason for the liver's inability to provide consistent fuel at night is a widespread metabolic issue called insulin resistance. When your body develops insulin resistance, it essentially loses its finely tuned ability to effectively manage and control the blood sugar that the liver produces. This is where the seeming contradiction arises, and it's a crucial point to grasp. At night, your liver actually has an extraordinary capacity to create new sugar from non-carbohydrate sources, a process scientifically termed gluconeogenesis, literally the creation of new glucose. The paradox is this: when the liver isn't working optimally due to the pervasive effects of insulin resistance, it tends to churn out excessive amounts of sugar. You might logically think, if there's too much sugar, shouldn't my brain have plenty of fuel? Yes, in theory, that seems rational. But the harsh reality is that a compromised liver, coupled with the instability of insulin resistance, leads to dramatic and highly disruptive blood sugar swings throughout the night. Instead of a steady supply, you experience multiple spikes and rapid crashes, often 3, 5, or even more of these fluctuations. So, what exactly happens during these chaotic blood sugar swings? Imagine your blood sugar spiking, only to plummet rapidly. What triggers this dramatic drop? It's your body's natural response to excess sugar, insulin. And here's the critical piece of information you absolutely need to grasp. When your blood sugar dips too low, your brain instantly sends an urgent distress signal to your liver, crying out for fuel. This vital communication is mediated by a powerful and intensely alerting hormone, adrenaline. Adrenaline acts like a rapid response team, quickly mobilizing stored sugar from the liver to raise your blood glucose levels back up. It's incredibly efficient at this, ensuring your brain gets the energy it needs, but it comes with a significant and highly disruptive downside. Adrenaline is, first and foremost, a potent stress hormone. When it floods your system in the dead of night, it doesn't just raise blood sugar, it profoundly jolts you awake. This is precisely why you might find yourself wide awake, heart pounding, perhaps even feeling anxious or more alert at 3 a.m. than you do during the day. It's not your slowly acting stress hormone, cortisol, that's typically pulling you from deep sleep. It's this sudden and intense surge of adrenaline. Cortisol, while also a stress hormone, tends to act more like a gentle, prolonged wave, influencing later sleep cycles and often contributing to earlier morning awakenings. Once you truly understand this adrenaline-driven mechanism, that it's your liver's inability to provide stable fuel triggering a survival response, you can begin to address the correct problem and initiate a profound turnaround in your sleep quality. Soon, I'll reveal the specific, actionable dietary strategies and lifestyle adjustments that can help correct this fundamental issue. First, I want to briefly share something I'm genuinely excited about: our new cold-pressed organic castor oil. Cold-pressed means no heat is used during extraction, preserving all its natural goodness, including beneficial vitamin E, fantastic for skin health. Organic assures it's free from pesticides. I recommend taking just a small amount on your fingertips and gently rubbing it into your eyelashes or other areas of your skin, allowing it to penetrate and work its magic overnight. If you're seeking a super high-quality castor oil, this is definitely one to consider. It's a simple addition that can offer noticeable benefits, complementing your journey towards overall wellness. While adrenaline might be the immediate culprit for your 3 a.m. wake-ups, let's also consider other factors influencing your sleep quality, specifically your body's natural clock. The first subtle blood sugar swing often occurs between midnight and 1 a.m. Most people don't even notice it because it's usually minor, but this early swing is a direct reaction to your last meal and can prevent you from achieving a full 7 or 8 hours of sleep, often leaving you with just 5 or 6. Beyond these initial swings, another hormone, cortisol, plays a significant role in your wake-sleep cycle. While its peak is typically around 8 a.m., a misaligned circadian rhythm can cause it to spike prematurely, perhaps as early as 5 a.m., leading to those frustrating early morning awakenings. The good news is, you can actively fix this by intelligently readjusting your body's natural light and darkness cycles. The morning ritual is paramount. It's incredibly important to get outside and expose yourself to the natural blue light from the sun as soon as you can. This natural blue light is a powerful signal that actually increases cortisol production. By doing this, you train your body to produce cortisol at the correct time, establishing a robust wake signal for the day. Conversely, staying indoors, shielded from this crucial morning sunlight, prevents your body from properly triggering its natural cortisol surge, effectively pushing your cortisol production later into the day and evening, which then interferes with sleep at night. To further reinforce a healthy circadian rhythm, consistency is key. Make it a daily habit to get outside and let the sun gently wake you up. Then, as evening approaches and it starts to get dark outside, typically about 3 hours before you intend to go to sleep, you want to begin winding down your environment. This means dimming the lights, avoiding harsh overhead illumination. and critically, minimizing exposure to blue light emitted from your LED lights, screens, and devices. Just like natural sunlight, artificial blue light can also stimulate cortisol, keeping your brain alert when it should be preparing for rest. Instead, embracing darkness stimulates the production of melatonin, the hormone that naturally signals to your body that it's time to get tired and prepare for a restful night. Beyond hormonal balance and circadian rhythms, there's another critical element for deep, restorative sleep: sleep pressure. As we age, many of us unfortunately begin to lose this active internal force that gently but firmly guides us into profound, restful slumber. It's like a natural gravitational pull towards sleep, and without it, our nights can become restless and fragmented. The good news is there are tangible steps you can take to rebuild and enhance this vital sleep pressure. Firstly, engaging in regular physical activity is incredibly effective. This includes weight training, resistance training, high-intensity interval training, or even physical work outdoors. All these activities significantly increase your sleep pressure at night. In stark contrast, a sedentary lifestyle, spent sitting at a desk in front of a computer all day without a substantial walk or significant physical exertion, will leave you with very little sleep pressure when bedtime rolls around. Secondly, be mindful of stimulants. While some coffee in the morning is fine, overdoing it, especially later in the day, will sabotage your sleep pressure. Another excellent way to bolster sleep pressure is by taking magnesium glycinate in the evening. I've personally found that combining zinc with magnesium can further amplify these sleep-enhancing benefits. It's also essential to recognize that your liver operates on its own external clock, largely independent of your brain, performing a multitude of crucial tasks at night. If this powerful organ is dysfunctional, it will inevitably interrupt your sleep. While our primary focus has been on the liver's role in fueling the brain, its nocturnal responsibilities extend much further. A healthy liver actively helps you burn fat. In fact, the majority of your body's fat burning occurs at night when the liver is functioning optimally. It's also your body's premier detoxification center, meticulously processing and eliminating waste. We've discussed its role in making sugar, but it also produces bile, essential for digesting fats, and efficiently clears out histamines. If your liver isn't clearing histamines, you might wake up with a stuffy nose or allergy-like symptoms. Furthermore, the liver works tirelessly through the night to break down chemicals, toxins, and drugs. The synchronized timing of all these nocturnal liver functions is incredibly important. This underscores why nurturing your liver health is paramount. Without these vital functions operating smoothly, you're destined to wake up feeling chronically tired, unrested, and simply not your best. So then, what exactly causes these critical liver problems that disrupt your sleep and overall well-being? Let me outline the primary culprits. First, seed oils are a major issue, especially high omega-6 inflammatory oils. These are particularly damaging when repeatedly heated and used in processed junk foods. Seed oils are a key component of ultra-processed foods, which also typically contain industrial sugars like maltodextrin and modified food starch, as well as industrial starches. These ingredients are extremely detrimental to the liver, rapidly contributing to fat accumulation and inflammation. Additionally, diets consistently low in essential nutrients like choline and sulfur-rich foods can severely hinder optimal liver function. It's crucial to understand that your liver isn't meant to store toxins. It's designed as a powerful detoxification organ, and it crucially needs sulfur compounds to facilitate this elimination process efficiently. Another significant factor is late-night snacking. I confess, for a long period, I used to graze constantly between dinner and bedtime. This habit was likely the beginning of a downward spiral for my health. And of course, alcohol is a well-known liver assailant. I once fell into a habit of drinking margaritas every night after work for about 6 months. Initially, it felt harmless, even enjoyable, but after that period, my health rapidly deteriorated, and I began experiencing all sorts of liver problems. One of the most telling signs of liver trouble manifests when you go to bed. A full sensation underneath your right rib cage, perhaps accompanied by bloating, and even referred pain to your right shoulder blade. This often indicates that the liver itself, or the gallbladder, or the small bile ducts are swollen. There could be stagnant sludge, a thick, slow-moving bile that isn't flowing properly from the liver into the gallbladder, creating tension. This tension can press on nerves, specifically the phrenic nerve, which can shoot pain up into your right shoulder. For years, I experienced constant tension in my right shoulder, sometimes extending into my rhomboid muscle, with no idea of its origin. Chiropractor adjustments offered only temporary relief because the root cause was my swollen gallbladder and liver. I lived with that dull, persistent ache beneath my right rib cage and constant bloating for a very long time, wrongly believing it was normal. It's not. If you experience these symptoms, I'll soon show you specific foods to add and eliminate. You might also find yourself more comfortable sleeping on your right side. If your liver is too swollen, sleeping on your left side can compress the heart and potentially affect breathing, leading to restlessness and poor sleep. It's truly bizarre looking back how I lived with these unexplained symptoms for decades, unaware of their hepatic origin. Now, let's address a common concern for those embracing a ketogenic diet. Sometimes people new to keto experience difficulties sleeping through the night. This isn't because the ketogenic diet is inherently detrimental to sleep. Rather, it's typically a byproduct of the body's transition period. As we discussed, your brain usually relies on the liver for a steady supply of glucose throughout the night. However, there's another incredibly efficient and powerful fuel source your brain can readily utilize: ketones. Indeed, your brain doesn't have to operate solely on glucose. In fact, only a small percentage of its functions strictly require glucose, while the vast majority of your brain can thrive on ketones. What's truly remarkable is that even the minimal amount of glucose your brain still needs can be self-produced by the liver through a process called gluconeogenesis. Therefore, while a low-carb ketogenic diet is profoundly beneficial in the long run, the initial challenge often lies in the transition. It can take several days or even 1 to 2 weeks for your body to fully adapt and enter a state of stable ketosis. During this adaptation phase, you might indeed experience those frustrating nocturnal awakenings. For individuals who encounter sleep problems when first starting keto, the best recommendation is to approach the transition slowly. Instead of abruptly cutting out all carbs, gradually reduce them over time, perhaps decreasing to under 50 grams, then eventually to below 30 grams. This gentle, step-by-step approach allows your body to adapt smoothly, significantly increasing your chances of sleeping through the night much more consistently. It's important to remember that this full keto adaptation usually takes only about 1 to 2 weeks. The incredibly exciting advantage of this is that once adapted, your brain no longer has to run on glucose from the liver. It runs on ketones, which are vastly superior. Ketones bypass the entire insulin resistance problem, providing direct, efficient, and sustained fuel to your brain with truly incredible results. So, if you haven't yet explored the ketogenic diet, you should genuinely consider it. It's not just an optimal way to nourish your brain, but a fundamental strategy to resolve this underlying liver issue. Just be mindful of that initial transition period. All right, armed with this deeper understanding, let's put it into action. Here's a clear, actionable plan to help you reclaim your sleep and stop those frustrating 3 a.m. awakenings. Number 1, absolutely stop eating 4 hours before bed. Late night snacking is a notorious killer of good sleep and will inevitably disrupt your liver's nocturnal work. To make this easier, commit to not buying any junk foods at the grocery store. Keep your house clear of tempting, processed snacks. It's far easier to say no once at the store than to constantly battle temptation in your own pantry every single night. Even with strong discipline, having these foods around makes it harder, so make it easy on yourself. Number 2, increase your dietary intake of choline. This vital nutrient is crucial for liver support. Excellent sources include whole egg yolks, don't just eat the whites, liver itself, grass-fed meat, salmon, and even cruciferous vegetables. Number 3, prioritize sulfur-rich foods to actively support your liver's detoxification processes. The more effectively your liver can detoxify, the more refreshed and invigorated you'll feel upon waking. Foods high in sulfur include garlic, onions, a variety of cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, and fermented options like sauerkraut. I personally consume a lot of sauerkraut. Number 4, support your gallbladder. The gallbladder is responsible for storing and concentrating bile, which is then released into the small intestine after you eat to begin breaking down fats. This is just the first step. The pancreas then uses its lipase enzyme to complete the fat digestion. Many people lack sufficient bile, leading to an imbalanced cholesterol-to-bile ratio, resulting in thick, stagnant sludge. This sludge can accumulate in the bile ducts, causing pressure on the liver and even leading to gallstones. To remedy this, consume bitter foods like arugula and dandelion greens, or certain bitter herbs, all of which stimulate bile production. A powerful remedy I often recommend is a type of bile salt called tudka. Taking 2 tudka capsules on an empty stomach in the morning and another 2 in the afternoon can help thin the bile and open up these crucial ducts. You'll likely notice a significant reduction in that heavy sensation under your right rib cage and a general feeling of relief, which can also alleviate right shoulder pain. I genuinely wish I had known about this decades ago. Number 5, go low carb and get your body running on ketones, not glucose, through the night. This approach is incredibly effective at solving sleep problems, I promise you. Just ensure you adopt a high-quality ketogenic diet. Number 6, actively work on improving your blood sugar regulation by reducing carbs and addressing insulin resistance with additional strategies. Apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon in water before meals, and even in the evenings, can be greatly beneficial. Vitamin B1 is excellent for reducing mental stress and the overthinking that keeps you awake, and it's fantastic for anxiety. Crucially, it supports your mitochondria, especially if you have diabetes, blood sugar issues, or a history of high-carb intake. Magnesium is super important for sleep, muscle relaxation, lowering cortisol, and helping fix insulin resistance, as is the mineral potassium. You can get potassium from foods like avocados or through a quality potassium electrolyte supplement. Finally, don't overlook the quality of protein. Animal protein is essential not only for detoxification, but also for stabilizing your blood sugar levels. So remember this core truth. If your liver is healthy, your brain will sleep deeply and consistently because your liver will effortlessly keep it fed all night long. Now, before you click away, I have something special for you. I've put together my exact personal daily routine, the one that keeps me feeling like I'm 18 years old again, into one printable, 100% free download page. And if you want detailed guidance on how to implement the healthy version of the ketogenic diet, make sure to watch the video linked right here.